welcome to my garden on a very blistery day. Today I'm going to have a look at my tomatoes and see what needs harvesting and show you guys how they are doing. So I'm focusing on my outdoor tomatoes today because my indoor tomatoes are still doing okay, but my outdoor tomatoes are getting blight. The tomatoes themselves, the majority of them seem okay, but I'm going to harvest these, all the green ones now, because I want to make green tomato chutney from them. And then I did do a harvest yesterday. You can see that one's looking a bit ominous. So any that have slightly sort of brownish patches I'm obviously not going to touch, but those are good. And then I'll take the whole plants out because they're not going to produce much more at this time of year. So I'll just take all these green ones. Some of the green ones will ripen on a windowsill if I left them, if I don't use them all in the chutney. The sort of like the ones that have started to ripen will ripen. But the ones that are sort of, who are green like that, they won't ripen. So I shall try and use the really green ones in my chutneys and then maybe put the rest on the windowsill to ripen up. Similarly, some of them have just split because we've had so much rain. I mean, this is a real shame. We had just had so much rain that it's just split the tomato overnight, really. So I should have got them yesterday, but never mind. I guess similarly, this tumbling tom will come out. These bush varieties, they just didn't do anything in these pots. I've got a couple ripening up now, but compared to the cordon, they just weren't worth growing. So I don't know if I'll try them again next year. I've never had much luck with tomatoes in these troughs for some reason. I don't know why. They should be deep enough, but for some reason they just don't work. Similarly, those ones can come out, those tumbling toms. And then these ones here, I'll be able to salvage some of these red ones and use them either for pasta sauce or eating this week. And then finally, this one here, this is a proper lost cause. That's really like rotty and not edible at all. But again, there are some green tomatoes at the top. And similarly with my yellow delights, there's probably this one that's just come off in my hand. Look, that'll probably be the only one I can save because the rest have split. And with outdoor tomatoes, I never eat any that have split. With indoor tomatoes, I do, because I probably have caught them just as they've split, but not the outdoor tomatoes, because you never know how long, you know, they've been like that for. So I'm going to get on and do that now. I won't set you up on a tripod, very simply because it is quite windy and I don't want my camera to go whee over in the wind. So I shall show you what tomatoes I've got when I've finished. Here's the harvest. I took off the tomato plants. These are all ready for use, and these are the green ones. There are some that have started to go red, so I'll leave them on a windowsill, and the rest I will use for my chutney. I've taken down all of the tomatoes, well, taken them out, taken them down, whichever way you want to look at it. So I just need to tidy away these pots, but I'm not really in any rush to do that, as I might fill some of these with pansies for overwinter and things like that, and the other pots I'll use the compost to start a new bed. I want to put a couple of more beds in the garden so I can use the compost to bulk out that bed. But for now, let's find something else to do. This is the next job I'm going to get on with. I'm going to be looking through all these nasturtiums for seeds, both for pickling and for seed saving. So these ones here are going to be for pickling, and then probably, if I can find any, there might be some just already on the ground, but yeah, those ones there, they can be for seed saving. This is going to take me a long time. It probably doesn't look like I've done very much, but I have harvested about a quarter of the nasturtiums that are there. I've chopped them all up into a bucket, and I've put the nasturtiums into some salted water just to brine for about 48 hours before I pickle them. And before I continue harvesting the nasturtiums, I wanted to show you the carrots I've just pulled up, because well, I'm emptying this bed because I'll be either putting shallots or garlic in here over winter, so I need this bed emptied, and I also needed some carrots for a chutney I'm making, a courgette and carrot chutney. So I just thought I'd show you what I got out of this little tub, essentially. I shall harvest the leeks soon as well, but I just wanted to show you that before I get on with some other jobs. I did pop to the garden centre the other day, and I bought these bulbs to go in the ground. So I've got a garlic here, Lutric White. There's just one in there. And then I've got shallots, Jimor, and I think they are round ones rather than the sort of ovally ones. I'll plant them somewhere. Then I bought another pack of garlic, but there's two in this one, and these are called Germador. And then I also bought these banana shallots, which are called Griselle, which are here, and I've already planted one, so I'm just gonna carry on and plant the other ones. So I just want to plant them so that their tips are just coming out of the soil, really. It's probably better to dig the hole first rather than push it in, because the roots at the bottom might get damaged if you force it in. They're all planted up now, and I've left about 20 centimetres between each shallot. It did say on the back to leave 12 centimetres, but I've just left a bit more so that come the spring, when these are growing, I can in the middle maybe plant some garlic, some radish, or a quick growing crop in between. Well, that's my plan anyway. This gherkin plant just above the shallots I just planted is going well. There's some small gherkins on it, so there might be enough to do a jar of pickles or something. Right, let's go and find somewhere to put the rest of these shallots and garlic. I've decided to put my shallots where my squash plants were, because I've taken out the trellis they were growing up. So I've planted the 8 shallots in here, and then next to them I'm going to sow my broad beans, and probably a little bit into where those nasturtiums are too. These nasturtiums are just going to be an ongoing project, harvesting the seeds from them as and when I can get round to it, because it's something I can just do if I got half an hour rather than like a big job. My Germador garlic is going to go in this patch here. I might have excess of the Germador garlic, but the other variety of garlic is going to go in here. I do need to push it down. I've just put it there to show you where they're going to go. Normally I would plant them closer, but I get small bulbs. So this year I'm going to try planting them with space and see what size bulbs we get then. There was only 9 cloves when I bust the clove apart anyway. So that's worked out quite nice. And then if I have any overspill from the Germador one down there, that will go in this end container here. But I do need to get some more compost just to top that up before I plant the garlic in there, if I need to. So I'm going to get on with finishing off planting this garlic and covering over those shallots, and that will be it for today. I'm pleased with what I got done, and all I can say about my work around the plot is lovely job.